Mr. Speaker, ours is not the first nation in history to win its sovereignty through a war for independence. Many nations in the history of the world were established by rebellion against tyrannical governments. The beginning of most of these rebellions can be identified by a single predominant leader who, through their influence, inspired people to follow their cause. But the founding of the United States of America is unique because there wasn't one, but hundreds of influencers who led their towns, counties, and colonies toward independence. Ironically, while America's fight for independence centered on the idea of liberty for each individual, it was a collective body of influencers who rallied around a common cause that sparked the flames of liberty. That common cause was a bond, a strong belief in the moral and spiritual authority of the Bible. As a newly formed nation, America's future faced numerous internal and external obstacles. The concern of sustaining our new nation didn't grow over time, but was an immediate concern of our founders. According to Maryland delegate Dr. James McHenry, as the delegates were emerging from the Constitutional Convention at Independence Hall, a lady asked Dr. Benjamin Franklin, "Dr. Franklin, what have we got, a republic or a monarchy?" "A republic," replied the doctor, "if you can keep it." You see, Benjamin Franklin was well aware of how fragile our new government was. Just a few weeks earlier, when it appeared that the Constitutional Convention was in jeopardy of falling apart, Benjamin Franklin stood and reminded the delegates that there was one thing missing in their deliberations. Franklin said, "The small progress we have made after 4 or 5 weeks is, methinks, a melancholy proof of the imperfection of human understanding. How has it happened, sir, that we have not hitherto once thought of humbly applying to the Father of lights to illuminate our understanding? I have lived a long time, and the longer I live, the more convincing proofs I see of this one truth, that God governs in the affairs of men, and if a sparrow cannot fall to the ground without his notice, is it probable that an empire can rise without his aid? We have been assured, sir, in the sacred writings, the Bible, that except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. I firmly believe this. I also believe that without his concurring aid, we shall succeed in this political building no better than the builders of Babel." Mr. Speaker, if our nation, as Benjamin Franklin defined it, could not have been founded without the guidance and divine intervention of God, then how can we sustain it if we as a government have abandoned these ideas and principles? The answers for every challenge we face today as a nation isn't within the halls of Congress, it's not in the White House or in the Supreme Court. The answer to these challenges exists in the pages of the sacred text of this ancient book and is as relevant today as it was for generations that preceded us. The sooner we get back to these basic principles, Mr. Speaker, the sooner we can restore the promises of freedom, equality, and liberty for everyone. Thank you, and I yield back.